What if the probate court's appraisal is higher than market value? We'll get into that right now. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brendan Mohr, California Realtor and Certified Probate and Trust Specialist by the California Association of Realtors.
And I'm Bill Heyman. I'm a licensed professional fiduciary, a licensed California real estate broker, as well as a registered and bonded California legal document assistant specializing in probate.
Please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Want your probate done for no fee? Every day we help people save thousands of dollars and eliminate headaches with our one-of-a-kind probate administration service and real estate listing combo in California. Please reach out to us with any questions. Comment on this video. Our contact information is below. Email, call, text, because we can help you. All right, Bill. So this is a question that we get somewhat frequently. I just got it the other day. What if the probate court's appraisal is higher than market value? Or really, this has to do with what's called the probate referee. So maybe we should start there. What is the probate referee, or some basics of what a probate referee is?
Sure, Brendan. Well, the probate referee is really nothing more than a court-appointed appraiser. And his job is to appraise the house as of the date of death. He's not normally going to give you an appraised value as of right now, market value. His job is to give the court and the family and the administrator a date of death value for that house. And when he does this, he doesn't do it like a regular appraisal. Basically, all he does is a drive-by. He drives by to make sure the property actually exists. He'll take a photo of it from the front, and then he will do basically what a lot of realtors and brokers do, which is just a comparative market analysis as of the date of death. He'll compare comparables to the subject property as of the date that the decedent passed away. That's really what his job is.
So when he comes into this value for the home, for that property, what kind of ramifications does it have for the probate?
Well, it can affect the probate in a number of ways. And it really depends on the type of authority, which we've discussed in many of our other videos. What type of authority does the administrator have in this particular probate case that you're talking about? Because it affects differently whether you have full authority or limited authority. And in terms of full authority, believe it or not, it doesn't really have that much of an effect as long as none of the heirs are going to object to the sale. Now, sometimes if you've got probate referee's price appraisal much higher than what the selling price is, well, the heirs are going to see that in the paperwork, and sometimes that causes them to say, "Hey, the probate referee says that it was worth $550,000, and we're selling it for $499. Why such a big difference?" Well, you have to remember again that appraisal at $550, that was as of date of death. And now you're selling the property. Well, market conditions can change, as we know. Maybe prices have dropped. Maybe prices stabilized, or maybe there's not enough buyers on the market. Again, the real estate market changes. We all know that. So that can be one of the reasons that an heir might object to the sale. Hopefully they don't. But in general, for the most part, the probate referee's appraisal does not have a whole lot of effect when you have full authority. It usually is not a problem, usually.
And we get into that in some of our other videos about probate referees and about the appraisal process, and how really from a real estate perspective, a real estate sales perspective, probate referee's appraisal is really not a legitimate appraisal in our eyes. And most of the time, in fact, I don't know if I've ever seen it happen where a probate referee actually went into the home.
Right.
So, that house could be, totally rat infested, or it can be just like the Taj Mahal inside. And of course, if you know even a little bit about real estate, the values of both of those houses are going to be vary quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So sometimes some of the comparables on that referee's CMA, the comparative market analysis report, are homes that are just beautifully updated inside, or nicely updated, or at least clean, moderately updated. And then you're dealing with a house that the probate referee saw the outside of it, did a drive-by and all that. But what he didn't know is that the inside is totally trashed. Somebody gutted it. There's been squatters in there.
Yeah.
There's rats, or there's been a rodent problem. Maybe part of the ceiling caved in. I had somebody reach out to me the other day. He said there's tree roots that are actually lifting up the foundation, and there's black mold and all sorts of stuff. But all the probate referee saw was the outside of the house and comparables. So he's like, "Can I even sell this house?" Because the probate referee said the highest price was this, but there's no way that home is going to sell for this price. It's going to sell for this price.
Yep.
So In a full authority situation, that never has mattered to me what the probate referee has really said for the most part.
Yeah, usually it's not an issue usually in full authority.
But let's talk about the other authority, limited authority. When we've dealt with a lot, and it's not fun.
No, limited authority is a whole different animal when it comes to how the probate referee's value can affect things. And let's talk about that. If you've got limited authority and the probate referee's appraisal is much higher than market value, you're going to have a tough time selling that property, because the court does require, in a limited authority situation, the sales price has to be within 90% of the probate referee's value. Now, there are ways, I hate to use this word, but there are ways around that, and it depends on when the house is selling. And what I mean by that is, if more than 1 year has passed since the person passed away and you're trying to sell it, the court does require you to do what's called a reappraisal for sale, which is simply a whole nother appraisal that the probate referee does. And that's the value that you go off of to determine whether you're within 90% of the sales price or not. So again, if it's been more than 1 year since the decedent passed, you're going to have to do that reappraisal for sale, essentially a whole nother appraisal by the probate referee. Okay, so what happens if you get that reappraisal for sale and you're not within 90%? You still have a chance. Then you have to go back to the probate referee with evidence, with proof that his value is not quite right. You can do that with a private appraisal. You can do that with a BPO. You can have a realtor broker do their own CMA, comparative market analysis report, pictures, list of the conditions of the house, give that all to the probate referee. And I find that most probate referees will reappraise that house at a value that is so that you're within the 90% figure that you need to be in order for the court to approve the sale. Usually that always works out well unless the administrator or somebody is trying to pull a fast one and really sell the home for well below market value, which they shouldn't be doing. But occasionally you get people that try to do that. So in limited authority, it is a whole different animal. There's a lot more that you have to be aware of and think about with the probate referee and the appraisal.
So I guess a good way to put this in summary is, if the personal representative, the administrator or executor, has full authority, usually it does not really matter as far as for the home sale what the probate referee's value was. But in a case of limited authority, it does. And if there is something that you want to change, there are ways to attempt to get that changed.
Yes. Yeah, correct. The probate referee will listen to an administrator that comes back and says, hey, we think your value is too high. Here's why. And generally, if you've got good supporting evidence, supporting documentation, supporting information, the referee will look at it and most likely make some changes.
All great information, Bill. I love it when I can talk to you about these types of things. Now, if you want to expand your knowledge on this subject, please watch this video we have linked next. It's called, Is the Probate Court's Appraisal the Real Value of the House? We have that linked. Please watch the video. We're right above Bill's head.